respected dignitaries, participants, and all my dear friends. I heartily welcome you here on this second edition of Winter School on Public Policy and Governance of Think India. Dear friends, I am Sarthak Pandya. I have studied BTech in Mechanical Engineering and currently I am serving as National Co-Convener of Think India. And I am also studying at IIT Kharagpur Law School. So, dear friends, the aim, the vision behind starting this winter school is that we at Think India think that students are not the citizen of tomorrow. Students are the leaders and citizens of today. And when students are the citizen of today, we must know about running of this country. We must know how the policies are made because today our policies are not made in any foreign nation and implemented in India. Our policies are made in New Delhi and they are followed across India. So, dear friends, we wanted to provide this education opportunity to all of our dear friends from across countries. In our last summer school, we have received participation from University of Manchester, all the premier institutes across India, starting from IIT Delhi, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Bangalore, and the organizing team which is organizing this summer school and the winter school, Anonit ji, Akanksha ji, I and the whole organizing team are working for this summer school. So, dear friends, today we have gathered here to learn about everyday policy making for everyday Indian. So, we have among us one of the distinguished guests, Manoj Kumar Tiwari sir, and we have among us Ms. Akanksha Varadeji, National Convener of Think India. She is currently studying at IIM Mumbai and she has previously studied at Fudan University and ICT Bombay. I request you, Akanksha ji, to lead us ahead. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today.
Can you hear me?
Clearly.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you, Satak, for the warm introduction and welcome for all the participants in this second edition of the Public Policy School that we have been doing. So, as you all, I think Navneet ji would also be telling you about the last summer school that we did. Majorly, this is an initiative of Think India where we want to have a community of people who are actively contributing towards public policy, its development, framing policies, drafting it, and also sending it as recommendations. Along with that, we also want to have people who can do policy advocacy, wherein you not just work behind the background, but you also come forward, lead the narratives that are going on in and around our country, and how we as the youth of today can shape our future together. So I'll be telling you majorly what Think India is and what we have been doing in the past, and would request you all to also contribute towards the journey of Think India. So is my slide available, Navneet ji?
We can see it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Think India basically is an initiative which started towards national reconstruction, where we want people like you all, people from different walks of life, from different geographical locations, different academic backgrounds, different social structure, to come together to work towards a common goal and hence lead the development of Bharat. So, what is basically Think India? Think India was started with the vision to connect students across educational institutes throughout the country to push them towards the aim of national reconstruction. We are a pan India organization. We serve in different IITs, NITs, NLUs, IIMs, and different institutes of national importance. We collaborate with these institutions, individuals, different organizations, and we try to ensure that there are maximum opportunities for the students and professionals in our network so that they can not just develop themselves but also contribute in various dimensions. So, when and how did we start? We started in 2006. It's a long
Madhavi, if you're
journey.
changing your slides, it's not visible.
Oh,
Perfect. Now it is.
So when and how it started? So Think India started in 2006. We started in Bangalore at Art of Living Ashram. The first convention was held there. Students from IIC, IIM Bangalore, NIMHANS, and NLS Bangalore, they came together with this idea that there should be something that connects students studying in these premier institutes across the country. There should be one common thread that basically connects people who all come with the nation first attitude in these institutions. So that is how they came with the name Think India, Think for India. So that is how we started. The purpose of Think India, so there are various activities that we do and they serve a specific purpose. So for example, it can be promoting India first attitude, where we organize various tiranga yatras, we organize conferences, workshops, discussions, and how we can promote social harmony, how we can have more inclusive growth, how we can encourage more people from different backgrounds to participate in this kind of events, or I would say development journey, with just one common thread that connects everyone is the nation first attitude. The second purpose of Think India is to promote the upliftment of rural Bharat. So this can be via promoting social entrepreneurship. We have a network with different incubation centers wherein if you have some ideas, you can come up to us and we can provide you with the relevant help that is required. You can access, and we actually require you guys to go on ground, identify the problems that are being faced by different social organizations at ground level and solve them. Third option, the third purpose of Think It is career development, where we provide you with different internships, access to conferences, dialogues, mentoring programs, which can enable you to create a profile and contribute in a meaningful way. So as of now, we are operational in these kind of institutions, majorly science and technological institutions. We cover all IITs, NITs, triple ITs, ISERs throughout the country. In terms of design, fashion, and planning, we have our chapters in NIDs, NFTs, NIFTs, and SPAs. In management institutes, we have our chapters in IIMs, NLUs, and AIMS. We also try to cover different institutes that are of national importance. It can be the research labs like CSIR labs, TIFR labs, or ISRO DRDO. We regularly have our internship programs with them. Apart from that, other eminent institutes which are of national cadre, like be it the National Forensic Science University or TIS or FRI or IIPM. So this is where, as of now, we are working. What kind of activities we do? So we do a lot of different campus activities. It can be study circles, it can be SEVA activities, projects, campus development, mentorship programs, talks and lecture series, faculty interactions, competitions, departmental activities, heritage walks. So as you can see on the screen, this list is not exhaustive, obviously. So these are the different various activities that we do. Just to tell you about some of the achievements that we have done in the past. So, in the last academic year, Think India provided internship to around 690 students throughout the year. The unique events, we have done events with Google Engineer for Engineers Day, for projects visit at ISER. We have done various campus exchange programs, G20 roundtables. Along with IIM Indore, we are working on a policy proposal. We also regularly host the SEAL Tour, which is a student experience in interstate living, where it is a cultural exchange between students of two states. So that is what we have been actively encouraging. Apart from that, be it the Youth Conclave, the G20 Impact Summit, or the Shiksha Mahakumbh, where there were deliberations about the different education policies of the country. Regarding how we do it, so we have MOUs and collaborations with different institutions, be it in IITs, be it IIT Roorkee, Kanpur, Kharagpur, or in terms of IIMs, that it be Mumbai, Indore, Ahmedabad, and we have different NITs, Nagpur, Warangal, AIMS, SPAs, NLUs, everything. So we also were last year we were partner of the G20 Y20 under India's G20 presidency. So we were the outreach partner for all activities in national institutes across the country. We are also currently a part of Commonwealth Students Association. So we are an active member. Regarding the various flagship events of Think India, so we have Jagriti Conference, which is a research conference where we have paper presentation, poster presentation, which is held in ISC Bangalore. We have All India NIT Conference for students studying in NITs. We have the National Symposium on Landmark Judgments for students studying law, where we encourage them to deliberate upon the landmark judgments that were taken in the last year. Apart from that, the one thing that connects all of us is the Think India National Convention. Happens once in 2 years. This year we hosted it at IIT Roorkee, where Nitin Gadkari ji was the inaugural guest, as you can see in the picture. So we had participation from almost 80 plus national institutes across the country. This is a platform for you to network and get to know each other and also learn about what different steps India is taking towards its development journey. And how do we have this network? So we have certain internships and fellowships with us. It can be the Anubhuti internship where we encourage you to go and identify problems at grassroots level with various NGOs and social organizations. Be it the Vidhi internship where you intern with various law firms and corporates in order to identify to gain experience in that field. About Niti, which is going on as of now, where we encourage people to take a public policy as a career option and have a field in that. The Sansadya, which is the parliamentarian internship, where we post you with certain member of parliaments where you can contribute towards policy making. The Samvad, which is the journalism internship, where we actively encourage policy advocacy, where you can take up different topics, start writing about it, creating vlogs, and creating a buzz around that topic. The ILC internship, wherein we post our students, Indian law students, at Geneva office, which is the head office of International Court of Justice. So every year we send certain interns to Geneva who can contribute in that capacity. The Shuruat internship, where we have students who are interested in startups. We enable them to access different resources that are present with us. We are soon launching Diksha, which is the research internship of Think India, and Drishti, which is a single day project visit internship. We also have certain publications with us. So the Youth Discourse, recently we completed 10 editions of the Youth Discourse. So it is a magazine of Think India wherein you guys can contribute your articles. We have different editions of article writing competitions. So if anyone of you is interested in writing, this is a platform for you to show your talent. And how do you contact us? So we are present on different social media platforms. You can contact us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, everywhere. So I encourage you all to make the best out of this platform. Learn the whatever is possible in these 2 years of 2 months of this winter school, and let us all make together a very active community for public policy. Navneet, I'm done.
Okay, thank you so much. That was very crisp and very good overview of the activities we do here at Think India. Over the next 5 minutes or so, I will 7 minutes or so, I will share my screen and share some insight into the Niti, the public policy forum that we have here at Think India, and what its activities are, and what you can expect in the next 6 weeks. We will be together. We'll be seeing a lot of each other's faces. So we better get to know what we will be doing over the next few weeks. So can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I'm just going to go full screen now, and everybody can hear me clearly. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Uh, Present full screen. Okay. Okay. Now the presenting full screen has a problem. I can't let people who want to come in inside. Technology. Okay. So what we do at the forum, we do largely three activities. We run training programs at the summer and winter schools. This is the second edition of one of our schools. We did a summer school last year. We did a winter school this year. We have summer and winter internships. We are at a pause right now. We'll start very soon. You'll be hearing more about that. The team is very hard at work getting all the paperwork and the agreements done. You'll be hearing more about it towards the end of the internship. And we do talks and seminars uh, across the institutes that we partner with and different cities. Furthermore, we also do activities such as, along with the larger Think India national team, such as the policy hunt, Niti Hunt competition, which is a policy simulation policy competition, article writing competitions. We send a lot of our participants send a lot of their articles to the youth discourse, and we facilitate that. Uh, this, as you know, is a winter school which will happen over the next 6 weeks. Over the next 6 weeks, you will be listening to a lot of eminent, professors and practitioners of the craft, as well as some younger people who are more, who have experiences recent and more relevant to your age demographic, to get your first internship or get your first fellowship in public policy. I know a lot of you already have worked or have some education in policy, but largely this summer school is meant for people who are getting into it for the first time, want to sample it, want to explore it, want to get an idea of what this space is. We have a huge number of registrations this time. We had 200 participants from all across the state, except for a very few. I think we have representation from all states of the country. More of it from Delhi and Uttar Pradesh, but still well represented by Maharashtra, Karnataka, and other states as well. We have most of our participants from law. I mean, no surprise there. Many of them from engineering, and a few from management, architecture, research, economics, humanities, and the sciences as well. So this is a truly interdisciplinary cohort, and I hope we get to make the best of this. We hope to learn from you as well in the office hours. Towards the end of the session, every day we will have 15 to 20 minutes where we can interact with each other and gauge feedback. There will be 5 axes of learning in this summer school. You'll be learning from experts and professors from national institutes and various development professions. You'll be learning from each other. You will be discussing with each other. You will be having a few activities, hands-on activities where you learn from your peers. You will be writing, and you will be encouraged to write a lot. In fact, at the end of every session, take 30 minutes out and try to jot down what the session was. Of course, the video will be available to you, but writing is thinking formalized. So write a lot, and do participate in discussions after having formalized your thought through writing. You will have informal interactions with mentor from the industry and academia who will help you make informed decisions should you want to make a career or explore policy space a little more. There will be a couple of quizzes, maybe a couple of articles we will ask you to write here and there. Today we had the budget, which was universally well received. If there are some economics nerds out there, somebody who's interested in this, if you'd like to talk about it, write about it, then that too, maybe a couple of quizzes towards the end. So this is a hint, read the budget, read some highlights from the budget, and maybe we'll have a discussion on it soon. This is a very tentative schedule for the next 2 weeks. We'll share the entire schedule as it comes. We'll be having an orientation and a session today. We'll be having one tomorrow. Most of your sessions will be on Saturdays and Sundays. 1 or 2 other sessions will be there in between the week. They will also be at 5:30 in the evening itself. So you can complete your college work or your professional commitments and then participate well in this program. We'll send more details about this soon. Today we will be having, of course, Professor Manoj Kumar Tiwari, who's the director of IIM Mumbai and the Vice-Chancellor of TIS, who will be speaking to us with his inaugural address for this winter school on public policy for the everyday Indian. Before that, let me just gauge the pulse in the room. Do you have any imminent questions that you want to ask? Anything you want to share before we get into the school? If it can wait towards the end, that's also fine. But if there are some very urgent questions, we will take that. After that, perhaps we'll invite a couple of our participants from the previous editions to share their thoughts on how their experience was. And after that, we will begin today's session. Is that okay? Okay, perfect. Any questions, any doubts, any imminent ones? If you can wait till 7:30, then we'll. Yeah, Shreya, no questions. Harsh, do you have a question? Okay, no question. My friends shared the joining ID. Can I please know how to register? There is a phone number in the poster in the end. You you just drop a message to me. We can have a chat separately about this, or we can have a chat about this after this one.
Sir, I am a member of SFD Nagpur, and
Okay.
there is a sir. I am a member I'm SFD convener of Nagpur with Mahanagar, and
Okay.
there was my team that some members they can't register in it, but they want to join.
We'll
They
talk about okay registration questions. We will talk about it towards the end. Thank you for that question. We'll talk about it after 7. Any question about the summer school if you have other than this, then you can ask. Um, is Gaurav here? Gaurav was a participant in the previous summer school, and we had a offline meetup. Yes. Gaurav, do you want to share your thoughts on the summer school and your experience in one of our talks out? I mean, one of our offline meetups in Kharagpur as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Navneet. Good evening.
If you can show your switch on your camera, that will also be very nice.
Yeah. Can you see me? Hello? Can you see
Yes,
me?
very much. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Please.
Hello, hi, Navneet. Good evening, everyone. So yeah, I last year during the summer school, I attended the policy workshop of Think India. And let me give a brief intro about myself. I am Gaurav Mandal. I am from IIT Kharagpur, final year in LLB honors with specialization in intellectual property law. I am also a governor, currently the governor at Think India, IIT Kharagpur chapter. So last year, I had the privilege of attending the workshop on the policy making and policy research, which was an experience which gave deep appreciation for the complexities behind various effective governance and how to make a proper decision. And throughout the workshop, we explored various fundamental issues on policy design, stakeholder analysis, and evidence-based research. So one of the key takeaways was the importance of critical thinking and also importance of data or quantitative research, the ability to question assumptions, analyze diverse perspectives, and develop policies which are both practical and impactful. So we honed our there were various other like how to do research. These skills were honed, and then learning how to gather and interpret data to support policy recommendation. So all these aspects was taught in our last summer school on Think India Niti policy research. And also it also reinforced the idea that good policies are not just built on opinions alone, but on solid evidence and real world insights. Another crucial aspects was the issue of negotiation and that keeping the public interest ahead of every policy that has been crafted. So these issues, then we practice framing of arguments effectively, understanding political dynamics, and engaging with different interest groups. So to make brilliant policies which will help that people who are at the end. Finally, the workshop was a highlight of the role of adaptability, that policies must evolve with changing social, economic, and technological landscapes. And as a future policymakers, researchers, or professionals, we must be open to learning, revising, and improving our approaches. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav. Sorry for putting you on the spot. I just saw that you were on the call and thought I would get you on. So we also had an offline meetup. So do you want to sort of talk about how that was? We perhaps could have more this time. We tried to have a few last time. We were able to just do 2. One of that was in Kharagpur. So do you want to talk about that as well? Or maybe I think Happy is also here. Happy, do you want to talk about the offline meetup if you want to unmute?
Hello.
And just hi, Happy.
Hi, Navneet. Hello, everyone. My name is Goel Happy. I am from IIT Kharagpur, and I am right now a BTech student and also a student advisor at the Think India IIT Kharagpur chapter. And I have also joined couple of sessions of previous summer school, and I enjoyed the learnings from it. I got that key policies are all about
I'm very interested to know what policies are now, but unfortunately, Happy is sort of dropped off.
sorry, I am in hostel, so
Okay, perfect.
there was
So
a
quickly, if you want to speak for 1 minute, after that we'll get on with our agenda. Sorry.
yes. So Gaurav has said everything that I was about to tell, and yes.
Okay, thank you, Happy. Prabhat has a question. Is it if it can't wait, then you can ask now.
Hey Navneet,
Yeah,
hi.
hi.
Yeah, so I just wanted to know like how easy it would be for someone from a completely different background like something like policy, policy making and research and all, and how easy would it be, or like how would it be like? Is
To
it
transition.
well, the curriculum and all, is it well made for someone who's like completely basic
Okay,
to such
okay,
a field? And I just
okay.
wanted to know
Cool.
about it. Yeah.
So that's what good question, perfect question to start off with, and that'll lead into this one. This is for people, largely meant for people who know absolutely nothing and want to bag their first internship in public policy, or in think tanks, or in government implementation projects, government projects, non-profits that are working with policy advocacy, things like that. So this is absolutely basics. You will pick out, you'll develop an orientation towards policy or public sector consulting through this program, because there's a lot of confusion around what it actually does. So if you see the sessions, they're also designed in such a way that you first develop an orientation, then you sort of try out certain things, and then you get a window into learning more on your own, learning through internships, learning through doing, or other things like that. So this is exactly meant for people who have no idea about it. There are a few people who already are doing some sort of a policy work, some sort of policy internship, or some sort of a policy course, and it's okay. They're most welcome as well. We want to create an equal opportunity for all. Hence there is no fees for this, and that's why there is no rejection for this. Everybody who applies pretty much gets in. In fact, we got pro versions of meet, simply for to accommodate 200 of you, which is a little sad. I hope that is worth it. I hope more people start joining, because it needs to be worth it. But uh, to answer your question, this is perfectly for you, and that's why it's kept in the evening, so that you get to make the best of it as well.
Thank you
Akash,
so much.
has Professor joined? Could we check? Meanwhile, I'll make a short introduction of myself. My name is Navneet. I am an engineer by training. I worked a bit in the industry, did not like it too much. Then got a lot of problems during the pandemic. Then got inspired to sort of work in the development space in the pandemic as well. Did some volunteering here and there. That built my sort of orientation towards this. Uh, Worked in a startup for a bit, then transitioned into doing a course on policy, worked with the Karnataka government for a bit. Now I work with the Ministry of Education as a consultant for the national curriculum frameworks. I am also a research consultant with the Center for Public Policy at IIM Bangalore, where I did my policy program as well. Then I've been working largely in education, a little bit in entrepreneurship, a little bit in livelihoods and skill development as well. Uh, you can connect with me on any platform, and we can chat more. If that said, I will put on Professor. Okay, perfect. Professor has just joined. Let me be the first to welcome Professor Manoj K. Tiwari. the director of the Indian Institute of Management, Mumbai, and the Tata Institute and the Vice-Chancellor of the Tata Institute of Social Sciences. Professor Tiwari is the founding director of IIM Mumbai and has been so since its inception in 2023. The erstwhile National Institute of Industrial Engineering, he has been at the helm from 2019 to 2023. Under his leadership, the institute's rank improved from 29 in the NIRF to 6 in management. He was a professor with a higher academic grade, senior professor since 2016, the head of the department, the board of governance members, the dean for planning and coordination at the Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. Also, professor is the chairman of the West Zone Committee for Viksit Bharat at 2047 Vision. He's the chief editor of the multi-policy evaluation book Towards Naya Bharat, published by the National Book Trust of India under the Ministry of Education. He has also recently contributed as the convener of the report on future talent requirements in logistics, a Vision 2047 document under the aegis of the Ministry of Education. Professor is an avid researcher, and he works largely on manufacturing systems and supply chain management domains. He has published over 370 highly indexed papers with numerous citations from scholars across the country. He is won multiple awards like the most influential researcher award in the domain of operations and supply chain management. He's a recipient of the David F. Baker Distinguished Research Award by the IISc in 2023, and he is on the board for many international journals and the chairman of the board of undergraduate studies at AICTE, a member of the board of governors at NIFFT Ranchi, Institute of Chemical Technology Mumbai, and a fellow of the Institute of Industrial Engineers, the Indian National Academy of Engineering, the Indian Academy of Sciences, and the National Academy of Sciences. Without further ado, I give you Professor Manoj.
I'm audible, Akanksha?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you are. Good evening, sir. And
Namaskar.
heartily welcome to Think India's winter school on public policy and governance.
Yes. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity and very long introduction. And I feel the topic that you have chosen for discussion, that what are the different kind of, like the policies, programs, and different initiatives under the banner of, like, say, public policy for the everyday Indian. And first of all, I would like to elaborate very clearly that, let's say, there are 3-4 very synonyms kind of terms used by the common people, that what is the policy, scheme, program, and how they differ with each other. What are the things actually that you call under the policy? What are the things you can call under the scheme and programs actually? So I believe that policy word basically is a very bigger canvas that covers some national perspective and happenings in the international affairs, and how we can develop, the document that can cover that aspect for larger perspective benefit of the people and country. Scheme basically, like I said, but dedicated, forums and the dedicated way of handling a policy. And programs are, set of the schemes are things which can be covered in order to totally implement the policy actually. And I would like to discuss some of the examples which I know and which we have handled. Let's say, come to the infrastructure side. Perhaps you do not know that how much time actually it requires to plan a road, starting from, say, Nagpur to Shirdi. So earlier days, such kind of planning used to take place more than a year actually, to how to map the area, go and visit the site, see that what are the things are being covered, which are the districts, village, tahsils it passes, and then the physical analysis to be done to find out the whether there will be underpass, overpass, or you can say overbridge, and how many rivers, how many hillocks, all these things are coming up. So they were posing a big challenge, and that too planning itself not a job of minimum 1.5 year or 2 year actually. Meantime, the advent of this GPS, GIS based technologies have come up. And then one institute has been created by the government, Vice-Chancellor in Ahmedabad, that is Bhaskaracharya Institute of Geosocial Technologies. And government has built up a policy and programs that deals with the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan. Under that scheme, idea was that how the entire country can be mapped and then information related to the longitude, latitude, facilities can be given in the layers. So altogether, more than 1500 layers. Each layer means suppose set of information which can be coded there, which can be presented there, which can be placed there. Like say, you want to make a road, then along the road you also require what are the total area, how it passes through trees, forest, hillocks, rivers, then where are the cables, where are the high tension cables, where are the market, and whether it's a small town or big town, how it passes through that. So all such information can be given in the layers. And then also you can provide the information in the form of, again, layers about the presence of fiber optic cables and where is the location for rail, road, multimodal parks, some facilities, petrol pump, and all other things. So such a massive planning, you can go and sit with the Bijakian platform, digital platform, and already map has been built up by the different municipalities, districts, etc. And then from there, you can see, even if the map is not there, also you can get it built up by the different sources now, like drone and other things, satellite, all this can be used. So in a span of month-long time, entire planning, minute planning you can do, and all the financial analysis also you can do. And if the state government can provide you district-wise the land, locations, area, then you can also decide who is the owner of this land and also how much of his land is going to be used for construction of this road. So adequate policy of compensation, etc., can be formulated there itself, and they can be benefited by that process. Then in between that, you may find there are many interministerial things are coming up. Like say, suppose the railway line is passing through that, and creating a overbridge over the railway line that requires railway's permission. So earlier, what happens whenever this happens, then the concerned NHI or the PWD who are making the road, they have to take write a letter, then take permission, and also see that how much revenue, etc. All those things are going on. Then they specify that this much height, this much width, all those information. So now all the ministries information like railway ministry, etc., they are also being given in the layers. So you can easily know and just only write there in details as in form of mail or in the form of their ERP, and they will bound to give their permission within 7 days or 6 days like this. So what I am trying to say, that one such creation of policy, that is the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan, eased out the facility and created a particular benefit to the government, state government, municipalities, people to have very good planning of the road, quick construction of the road, and that may give you a lot of value with respect to the financial gain, with respect to facilitation, with respect to logistic cost reduction, with respect to the other provision that may come up to the persons actually. So this scheme was implemented around 2021, and till then, many of the expressways, Sambardhani from Nagpur to Nasik, and some of the highways which are under construction, they are going to be completed. They all have been planned and implemented through PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan. What is happening after that also, then we have given an estimate to the government that once such a quick, what you call planning tool is available by the, like Ministry of Electronics through the Vice-Chancellor, then we can also think over it that what is going to happen to the logistic cost. Then government has immediately come out with a national logistic policy. Under that policy, that how each district will be connected with the highways, national highways, railways, and where should be the massive number of the godowns. That is called now, the godown is very old term now. They are all being used warehouses, and also the e-commerce people, they used to call fulfillment centers. So now fulfillment centers, small warehouse, smart warehouse, they all are coming up, and also cold chain. In order to benefit the farmers, we don't have the earlier standards also. So IIM Mumbai has been given the job by the BIS to build up the cold standards for the warehouses, also for the vehicles which are used to carry the green products like vegetables, like all other things that can be carried. So this is the way how the intervention, intermixing of the policy, like logistic policy, that how you can have more better equipment for the warehouses, loading, unloading, nearby the places through railway road networking, through the design of the platforms. Because still I am telling you, this is a big challenge which is there among the 3-4 modes of the transportation. Like say, you have a ship coming through the ports, then from the port, railway used to carry the containers, and these containers, they will park at some other stations, and from there it will be taken care by the road to the destination. So like this, each one takes their own way of time and documentation. But suppose there is digital platform where all these things can be recorded digitally, and then there are the places in between that roads we call multimodal parks. So Government of India now going to have many multimodal parks to facilitate the different type of goods and services which can be shared with each other, so that time to reach to the destination gets minimized. So just imagine that how the logistic policy, national logistic policy, coupled with the national PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan, has going to revolutionize, and we are witnessing this by the government. That started, please trust me, started only in 2020, and we have built up altogether a book, written a book called Towards Naya Bharat, and there we talk about the 6 policies of the government, which has created a lot of benefit to the people. Say a few I just want to share with you because there will not be time for all. But one is I told you that PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan. I'm coming to the another policy. That is say, have you heard Udan scheme? Means Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagarik actually. So Honorable PM has visualized that in our country, those who are from lower strata income society, they are not able to use the air facility properly because cost of the ticket through airlines were costly. And also the reach of airlines were not in the remote corners of the country. Let's take simple example of 3 places. One is called Jharsuguda in the Odisha, other one is the Darbhanga in the Bihar, and third one is the, say, Jorhat in the Assam. So what happens? Then government has built up a policy with the airlines and support that, okay, 20% seats can be reserved at the lower price, correct? And whatever airlines losses that can compensated through the lower charges at the concerning the airport. And then certain airlines have been told to use this segment also for going and bringing the loading of the passengers, etc. So the moment this started, then I tell you, after the metros, these are the 3 airports where a lot of air passenger, traffic started. And currently you can see after the metros, they have been considered as a very good port for transporting of the people, goods, etc. And they have been connected with the major airports like Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, so that they can have a very good, like a human connectivity. And then one of my students who is a faculty member in the UK, he once was traveling from Patna to Darbhanga. Then it belonged with a small kid who was just born of a 6 month child. So they faced so much problem. That kid was almost sick for 6, 7 days, and there was 7 hour journey with a lot of jerk and everything at that time. But now they are just from Bombay to Darbhanga that directly they can fly and they can use it at the same price. Correct. So how the small nook and corner of the country has been connected, and because of the 20% less fares, people have started using the airlines, and now you can see the benefit. This was one of the very good study that we have done, and economically we analyze also that how good it was, the Udan scheme actually. And you know very well, cities, they are filled, they are improper planning. Where is the school? Where should be municipal building? Where should be the location of dump yard and other garbage collection? And how the planning of the, like sewerage, how the water supply, electricity, poles. Suppose this can be arranged in a standardized manner, and then roads will be clean, area will be clean, school will be clean, government buildings will look like somewhat more better, and there is proper ways to identify the waste in different colors, and all such things can be done in a well-defined manner. Then the cities, like we call it smart cities. Though smart is not so good word, but anyway, this has been given name. So we analyzed this particular scheme also, and then we found that how certain cities are well known, very clean, and a lot of investments they are deriving, like Indore in the Madhya Pradesh is the glaring example actually. Okay, so similarly we analyze the smart city also. Along with that, we have also analyzed one the say another very interesting term, uska logistic performance indexes. You know very well, whenever a country is going and doing business with the national, international players, everybody is, bothered about logistic cost. So before this, all the plans and highway construction, we used to listen right from so many years that Indian logistic cost is 14% of the GDP. But actually, it was not the case, because the moment when the National Highway 30 has taken place and all the national corridors started by Vajpayee ji, and later on by the current government now. So certainly it has come down, but hardly any study has been done to find out how much actually is the current logistic cost with respect to the GDP. But a conservative estimate believe that it is around 9 or 10% of the current GDP, which is considerable reduction in the previous one. And also there is another term that measures the logistic performance index, that how good logistic system is there in the country. So earlier we were 44, now it is 38 actually. So 6 point jump we have done in that, and that also includes how much time we take in the custom, how nicely we give the national permit, how the tolls etc. can be taken care by all other means like FASTag and etc. And then coupled with multimodal policies where seamless integration of the goods services can take place. So that is another way that how the LPI, that is the logistic performance indices, can be improved by the other supporting services, automation, or you can say better arrangements, or giving proper definition to the components which are there affecting it that actually. So let us say these are the some of the sample policies that we talk, though there are other schemes also, like how the, like Mudra loan. Small vendors, city vendors, they are always struggling. They are taking loan from the Mahajans, that to rich person with very high interest rate. I heard also that per month for 1,000 they have to give 200 rupees interest, like this. Then government came with a scheme that, okay, those who are vendors, 50,000, 40,000, 1 lakh rupees can be given to them, very soft loan, correct? and that has resulted in such a massive, like recycling of the loan as well as the development, that many of the shops, for barber shops, let's say I know very well 2 3 barber shops, which was earlier just now like few wooden chairs and one small mirror. Now I check that now they are using AC also, sir, for such things, even in small town also. So they have beautified it. They have increased their charges of hair cutting, and now they are earning so much by that kind of policy. So similarly, many small help groups also they have taken loan and they are building very good facilitation to the local markets and earning a lot. And that way, their life standard has been improved. Actually, this you can check. I tell you very simple way. If you compare the developmental policies which have been framed by the government, maybe Mudra loan, maybe Gati Shakti, maybe all other policies which you have seen, like say, one simple policy I tell you, this is pertaining to you people actually. Ek Bharat Shrestha Bharat. Say, I have never heard any program earlier, only Prabhat Ferry and some tours by the students used to be done by their own caste actually. But the government has built up in 2014 a very good scheme that 15, like say, universities and institutions among them, they can pair with respective institutions among the other state, and they can choose 50-50 students from each side, and they will be facilitated with each other to go and be like say in case of ours, IIM Mumbai, we have been paired with Odisha. So 50 students from Maharashtra, they went to the Odisha, and 50 students of Odisha, they came to Maharashtra. And we took them to the different cities in the different places in the Bombay Stock Exchange, show them the Marine Drive, show them the Gateway of India, took them to the Governor office, and also show them some sort of film cities type of things, which is very well known. Plus also some of the eminent person came and briefed them about the brief history of Maharashtra, Great Barrier, about Ballari of our Lord Shivaji, and then also briefed them about how our constitutional maker, Sri Baba Sahib Ambedkar ji, how they have done all these things, and their places, workplace, what is the specialty of the different cities, how Maharashtra is one of the best industrialized states for destination for the investment. So all these things they have been covered and they have been told. Similarly, our boys who have gone there, they have seen the Puri, they have seen the Jagannath temple, they have gone to the Lingaraj temple, then they have Sun temple, and rich legacy of Odisha, one of the oldest ports through which Bali Chakyatra used to go and seen. They've also seen that how the mineral rich state are performing. Correct. So both cultural exchanges, knowing the places each other, and then developing bonhomie and friendship with the people. So that way the stronger outcome of the national integration became feasible by Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat policy. Correct. So what I tell you that many of such things which are connected with the welfare of the society, persons, being races, they can be designed in many ways. Say for example, I remember before 1919, we were never being known as a very open state. Means our economy was not open. Then calling some foreign partners, even if you have to go abroad, then taking the foreign exchange was a so big trouble that you have to plan at least 15-20 days in advance, go to different banks. Perhaps you have to come to the Reserve Bank also for taking the foreign exchange. And then always when you come, there will be troubles at the airport for all this kind of massive checking, custom checking, कुछ पैसा कुछ डॉलर फॉलर तो नहीं लेके भाग रहा है, like all such things. But now you can see how things have been so simplified after 1990 because of the liberalized economy. I heard earlier there was a company in India called HEC, Heavy Engineering Corporation. In 68 and 69, if you want to purchase, suppose, some part of a tractor or thing, then you have to get a certification from the HEC that this particular component cannot be manufactured by HEC. So that is why now you are free to, you can take the You can get it imported from the other country. Means this what is license Raj? Na? This was one of the policy of very strict policy of the license Raj. Now coming to one simple example. Uh, there are three big names you can see in the international arena, which most of people know. Like say, everybody knows Gautam Buddha. You can go and visit even China, Korea, where people will knowing Gautam Buddha. Right? Right or not?
Yes.
Bharadwaj?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Similarly,
sir.
Jesus Christ also people know. And along with that, there is third name also, which people know. But he is not religious leader. He was a philosopher. He gave a policy, though nowhere it exists now because there were basic fallacy in that policy. But in the 90s, you can say between the 90s to 1900 to say up to 1980, somewhere else, that was very, very powerful. Everywhere there is talk about that. And many of the governments have been fallen and there were revolutions taken place many places actually. So it was a social scientist actually, Karl Marx. Though there were huge philosophy into that, but because of his one very alluring kind of policy, everybody will be same. There will not be much difference in society. Sarvhara and those who are owners, these two classes are there. Means he forgotten that there is a motivation component also. Because if everybody is equal, then how the motivation will come up to do better? That is why failed, totally failed actually, correct? Now hardly any country is there where the governance is based on that kind of policy. But he gave that idea and became famous also at that time. So his policy was like this, how the countries can be governed by revolution, by creating this difference, class difference to be removed. But that never came up. Ultimately, his whole principle has been thrown into dustbin. Correct? So there are things like this. So some thought-provoking things are happening like that, but which is sustainable, which is endurable, and which is practical, that will happen and that will last long, correct? So I think this is what I wanted to convey in broader sense about the policy, public policy, and which can be people benefit or day-to-day kind of things. And we are well known for implementing very welfare-oriented public policies in education as well as in the different sector of our economy. And you can see that every year we are always expecting that some more and more measures are coming up to improve life standards of the Indian, better education quality in the country, better reach of the top class education systems in the country, and hope that by 2047, when our independence come to 100 years, so that we started giving name like Viksit Bharat, correct? So under the Viksit Bharat idea, several revolutions are going to take place so that all of us can realize the goal of Parambhav and in the country itself. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Now, any question is there, Akanksha and group, that I will glad to answer that one, please.
Yes, sir. Navneet, can we open the floor for participants?
Yes, we have participants from across the country from various fields, interdisciplinary. Folks, you can raise your hands and then I'll call out your name and then you can unmute and hopefully switch on the video, introduce yourself and ask the question to Professor Tiwari. So, Geetanjali, you may please go ahead.
Thank you so much, sir, for a very enriching session. Sir, as was mentioned in your introduction, that you are somebody whose main domain is into manufacturing and supply chains, and we see that in today's India, we are boosting we are going ahead with much more industrialization and everything. So what, according to you, are the major policy questions that need to be dealt on an urgent basis in order for India to achieve the goal of Viksit Bharat by 2047?
Gitanjali, very good question, and I think excellent way you have asked it also. So, what is happening now? In order to map the industrialization, particularly the manufacturing sector boosting, there are three, four type of things actually. One where very high tech intervention is required. And most of the high techs, you know very well, like say they use chips, they use other kind of sophisticated devices, which we don't manufacture actually, correct? It comes from the abroad. Then government has built up a policy like that, how we can subsidize, how we can reduce the cost of importing chips. Because that cannot be done like this. This requires massive investment, Gitanjali. So government has developed the policy of semiconductor, and then three, four plants have been planned. Out of that, actually, two in Gujarat and one in Assam. So three in Gujarat and one in Assam, something like that. And we are also connected with one such plant of the Tata Electronics, who is looking after this Dholera plant. So what is our job is that for semiconductor manufacturing people, when they have to do the products, then how to train them actually for all the modern manufacturing practices, like how the assembling of the chips with the sophisticated equipment will take place, how the digital product platforms will happen so that quickly you can design the new products, how the difference between the product, process, and service platforms can be integrated. So we require a new set of skills for high-tech area, correct? Like say, if you want to go for MRI machine, correct? That requires many of the interdisciplinary things to be clubbed together to realize a MRI machine, because that requires medical science, that requires supply electronics, that requires sensors, that requires actuators, that require chips. Then you will be able to see. So this is one kind of product, Gitanjali, where high-tech things are there. And there you require some investment in the area for chips and all those things. So that is being taken place. And also know-how of that. That is how the technology transfer can be done. Second thing comes to those things which are well-established technology. And then for that, actually, any medium to large size industries are there, like say automobile is there, like say manufacturing of the components, wagons, etc. So for that, we have enterprises, we have the government partnership, like say Container Corporation of India Limited, they are making containers. Similarly, automobile, you can see right from Tata to Mahindra to all others, Hyundai, all the players are there in the market. So then comes to the smaller group, which is more large, more than 45 to 50% of the total small components are manufactured by the MSME group actually, correct? Now we have to train them actually, that we have to build up the policy to bring the most of the autonomous systems, automation systems, technology to be known to them, how the CAD CAM and additive manufacturing is to be provided to them, so that they can improve their quality. Their product can also be sold to the rest of the world. And in addition to that, Gitanjali, we have to also attach with the inclusive manufacturing, because India is the largest populous country, perhaps more than, hope that we will cross China very soon, correct? So how to employ our people in a very gainful manner. So we have to design the manufacturing policies, philosophies, and the procedures, which also supports the automation and along with the more job creation, correct? So like this, suppose you want to see something which is related to say pipe manufacturing for the water supply. Now, if you want to become a pipe water supplier for South Africa, then what kind of taste is there, which kind of material will be better suited for the pipes there, correct? How they prefer the tap and joints, they need to be joined together in same manner what we do in India or in entirely different manner. And then you create a cluster of the people who can create this kind of pipe manufacturing facilities, who can sell, who can better design the pipe, who can quickly design the pipe, who can provide finance to the pipe manufacturers, who can create very good logistic system, supply chain system for the pipe, who can help you to better have a market of the pipe in the international world. So like this ecosystem, na, this should be given a strong emphasis, correct? And I hope that people are working in this line. And what you said now, if this all the three types of manufacturing coupled with the very smart logistic, if it comes into four, like say, there will be less delay for the customs, there will be fast movement of the freight corridors, there will be hundreds of the multimodal parks, there will be whole digitized payment systems. When all this thing comes up with Anjali, then we will no way less than any other developed country. And what you said, 2057 is far ahead. We can reach all this objective by 2035 or 2037 only, when dedicated manner we should focus on all these things. I think that I have given you some broad outline of the scheme which are there in one way or another way in different government forms. But this is the way actually how we should achieve the Atmanirbharta, or you can say self-reliance into our manufacturing arena. Right?
Thank you so much, sir.
Tanisha, next, and then Harsh after that. Please unmute, switch on your videos, introduce yourself, and then ask the question. Tanisha can go first, Harsh after that. Tanisha, if you're speaking, we can't hear you.
Unmute kar lo. Tanish, you can unmute, huh? Then I think your voice can be better. Huh?
Okay, we'll come back to her later. Harsh, you can unmute and ask your question.
Good evening, sir.
Harsh, yeah, please go ahead, please, Harsh.
Government makes policies, but my question is that how can we, what is the purpose of them making that policies? And as a student, what is the mean? What is वो मतलब हम कैसे उसको समझ सकते हैं और कैसे उसको हम implement कर सकते हैं?
Acha. Harsh, actually, you ask, slightly a different question, but I appreciate it the way in which you want to understand it, how as a student you can understand that policy and how it can help you actually. Say, for example, first of all, policy is framed based on certain problems, correct? In order to address certain problems, or in order to bring some targeted things, policies are framed. Say, for example, why the Gati Shakti type of policy was framed? It was framed to expedite the infrastructure building process, particularly the road, city, and other planning. Then the question comes how it is benefiting you. Because suppose you are using the different components of logistics, like truck से आपको सामान आता है, आपके मार्केट में आता है, मार्केट से आपके मोहल्ले में आता है. So if there is a better logistic system, if logistic cost has been reduced, then same thing which you are getting, say, at 10 rupees, maybe you get 9.5 rupees or 9 rupees also, because there is some reduction in the cost, or even if you take 10 rupees also, but a faster delivery will be there because of the better logistic system. Correct? So in order to achieve that one, you have to have a national logistic policy, you have to have a PM Gati Shakti, you have to have an e-commerce policy, you have to have a fulfillment center policy. So they all are actually one way or another way aspects the things which are connected with you and me actually. Correct? Like a simple policy, let us say, yes, bank loan policy for the students. Earlier, getting a loan for higher study was so tough that you require certain persons to become a collateral, guarantor for you. And particularly taking anything above 5-6 lakh was a big challenge. Later on, it was realized that it is creating difficulty for the students, particularly for higher studies actually. Then government has removed, say, up to 15, 16 lakh rupees. There is no need of guarantor. So because of that, many business school studies. Now you can see that before our IIMs, there is a big number of banks. They are standing together to give you loan of 20 lakh, 30 lakh rupees for higher studies, which was very difficult because parents were very much in tough conditions. Now anybody now who gets selected, there is absolutely no problem in his higher study because there is a guaranteed uh, fee loans you can get it. So all these policy changes has taken place only to benefit the people. Like say there is a policy for cold chain policy. Cold chain policy has been created because most of the vegetable items, na, if you want to bring it other than nearby places, na, they will get sold, they will get spoiled. So now if you have a very good facility like 4 degree, 5 degree you can maintain, then you can take it to the even Dubai also, correct? Because there will not be any problem in quality. So idea is this, how a, a investment in certain procedures and equipment and policies and what you can say devices or facilities, how it can create more and more employment, more and more revenue, more and more financial gains or even facilitation. So these are the things. Accordingly, you can view the policy from here. And many of the policies sometimes are framed, but found that it requires more improvement. So that is called policy iteration. That how the policy is to be iterated to set that okay, it should help the particular targeted group to use it properly and then go ahead with the desired benefits. So some changes, some tweaking, some sort of adjustments will be done in that policy actually to help you. So idea is this, policies are framed, one, to empower the more accessibility, more, reach out to the people, creating new environment for doing the business, helping the people to creating wealth, and also attacking the critical issues like unemployment, like say ease of doing business, or giving you more and more accessibility to the goods and services like this. So for this matter only, these policies are made, and you can evaluate it based on your interest and based on your, uh, area of study, or you can say that how you view it from different angles. Okay.
Thank you,
Anything?
sir.
Okay.
Saloni, you can go ahead. Please introduce yourself and then ask the question.
Yes, sir. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, Saloni, you are audible, please.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Firstly, thank you so much for connecting us, and thank you to this internship also to giving us this opportunity to avail the session. Also, sir, I'm Saloni, currently a pol science student from University of Delhi, and I just got a thought of question from the question asked by Gitanjali. So, sir, once I was just reading a book of Raghuram Ranjan, and I got to know that in the mobile sectors, what we are doing, we are importing the things and we are assembling them, but we are assembling them, and the assembling is one of the least revenue generating part in mobile industry. So what we are doing, we are subsidizing the workers so that they can also have some profit, so that they can earn, of course. And because of this, we are getting into losses in mobile industry. So sir, I want to ask, there are certain sectors jahan par we can't do good, and we are not thinking about doing better because assembling say it can't get to the better step. So sir, in these sectors are I mean, is it just like a vague situation that we want everything to be made in our homeland? Is it just like a wave? Yeah, fir it can also help us economically also, because there are other schemes also which are not economically viable and which may hinder our 2047 goal. So sir, what would be your point on this?
Yeah, very nice question, Saloni, you asked. And let me give you with examples that what government is doing now, it's really most desirable option we are having. Let's come to the mobile itself. At present, altogether, I was just going through the total revenue. Somewhere around $22.5 billion worth of the Apple mobiles have been, exported from India to other countries. Those who are aware of the taxes and customs and, what are the duties that we levy. So you can easily imagine that out of this much amount, how much we might have got our share by virtue of all these things going outside of the country. And when the plant was established in the Karnataka and other places, certainly worker has not bought from Sri Lanka or some other country. Most of them, our own people are there, they are working in those companies. And really, you can see if you want worth of the job that they are doing, it's assembly. Assembly is one of the very important component of any manufacturing. Saloni, you will be, asked to know that in an aircraft, more than 450,000 components are there. In a car, somewhere around more than 80,000 components are there. Similarly, in a mobile phone also, if you see altogether, there are several components. I don't count, but more than at least 15, 20, I know very well. Out of them, there are some critical components. Out of them, there are some softwares. Out of them, there are some, very, patented products are there, which may not be possible unless there is some specific procedures are there. So it's a worldwide technique. Na? When we don't have that particular technology, then it is better to collaborate with someone and then bring whatever they know to you and then go ahead with this. So India might not have got so much employment. India might have not got so much revenue. Have they not been opened the sector of simply assembling their telephone or mobile phone by the companies like you could say Apple or other companies? Actually. So question is this: whether we should be very happy by assembling the mobile phone, or what next actually? So, like for any product, there are several ways to realize that product if you want to do it. And second thing also, please don't forget, there is no point in reinventing wheel again and again. Correct? This is not a good idea. Just I give you an example. 1950 to 83 or 84, we have tried our best to build up the two-wheeler, like motorcycle, scooter. And many of our research organizations, they have also devoted time, and there were 3-4 companies operating in India, like there was one motorcycle called Rajdoot, there was another called Java, there was another called Bullet, Field. Like this, they were the earlier motorcycle owner manufacturer in India. But nowhere we ever achieved the fuel economy of running from 1 liter petrol more than 18 or 16 kilometer maximum. Means 1 liter petrol से maximum 16 to 18 kilometer vehicle जाती थी. Then after a lot of discussions, in 84, the sector was open, and then 3-4 Japanese companies came and done their collaborative efforts with the Indian firm. Like say Suzuki came and they developed their association with the TVS, so TVS Suzuki. Honda came and developed their collaboration with the Hero, so Hero Honda. Then Kawasaki came, developed their collaboration with Bajaj, so they became Kawasaki Bajaj. Result was, our two-wheeler segment has been flooded with vehicles where with 1 liter petrol, 65, 55 kilometer were traversed by that process. So because the type of engine quality, the kind of engine technology which was there in two-wheeler, we were not able to build up. And after 20 years of the partnership, as per patent law, Akanksha, you can tell to people that when you have a partnership, beta, after 20 years, that patent does not valid, actually, correct? So
Yes.
your claim also comes under that. So immediately what happens, Saloni? Now, Hero alag ho gaya, Honda alag ho gaya. तो अब देखो ना हीरो के बाइक मार्केट बिक रहा है कि नहीं पूरा भी हो सकता है 20-25 साल और भी करते रिसर्च तो भी वी कुड नॉट हैव बिल्ड अप दैट काइंड ऑफ इंडियन करेक्ट सो आई होप दैट when the integrated way the way in which any manufacturing or any product requires assembly is one of the component today we started with the assembly and I'm sure that today's are not far away that when whole mobile phone will be manufactured in India all the everything will be manufactured here only. So some beginning need to be done. So we started beginning. We are large economy. We are large people, and every year more than 1 crore, 2 crore people are going above to the line of having more purchasing power. Currently, if you see, more than 40 crore people are there in India who's they are the biggest consumer base and entire Europe में कुछ नहीं हो रहा है बेटा nothing is happening not a single building is being created there in those countries actually so we are booming and hope that such a kind of arrangement like first develop in a small way then bigger way then make more surrounding components and finally either through collaboration or through our own development or through our own R&D or better mixing with the players who are well established so you can have, and later on you can have control of the technology also. Correct? So I think this is the strategy of the government and whatever a very senior and respected economist, Raghuram said, he's a well-known, renowned person. I'm sure that what he says, he has some analysis of that. But what we are saying also, that is based on the current facts and figure that you can check it also. Correct? So there is no need to fight with any concept. Only thing is that we are doing better. And I think that this is the right way to move to become Viksit Bharat. But without infringing on anybody's right and collaboration is the hallmark of anybody. Right from our age-old things also we are collaborating. People are coming to us. We are going to the people. हम तो इसीलिए बहुत पहले से अच्छे माने जाते थे कि हमारे पास सब आते थे हम सबके पास जाते थे correct so that is what is better way to better grow and better way to progress and help our large population with the better financial gains okay Tony,
Yes, sir. This answers my question.
anything else you want
No, sir. This answers my question. Thank you.
I think this answer has gotten a lot of follow-up questions from a lot of other participants. Very quickly, if Abhijit can answer, we are almost running out of time. I'm sure.
Answer I have to give. Abhijit can ask question. Correct. Answer I have to give. Correct.
Yes.
Yes,
Abhijit.
sir.
Very quickly.
Yes. Hello, sir. Good evening. Myself.
कैसे हैं आप ठीक हैं?
Yes. Yes, sir. I'm good. How are you, sir?
Fine, please.
Yes, sir. Myself, Abhijit. I'm from Tata Institute of Social Science, Hyderabad. And my question to you is regarding artificial intelligence and its applications these days. Because, sir, recently DeepSeek has been launched, and it has been a challenge for India, as India does not have its own chat GPT or any kind of that platform. So how India should look at this development in this sector, sir? What it should do in future? Like, should it develop its own platform, or should it just use those platforms built by Western companies?
Abhijit, first of all, thank you very much for raising these recent questions and being a student of TIS also, I'm your Vice-Chancellor. So thank you very much for having this kind of advanced thinking for you. And
thank you, sir.
Yes. So what happens now? This is very interesting question you ask. Basic philosophy of any chat GPT or deep sea is that there is called large language models. Correct?
Yes.
So in AI, it is called generative AI. Generative AI has 4 popular components. One among them is like say generating prompt, tweaking, and then there are BART and other transformers which are there. And then mixture of them actually, they create a platform, and that is large language model. And for dedicated kind of things you go, then it is a foundational model. Correct. So there are 2 things are there. One is foundational model, one is the large language model that is being used for creating platform like ChatGPT or you can call DeepSeek also. But all these things require massive training of the data because what happens, they have their things, internal arrangements are there. They have many of the GPUs, they are arranged in the series in parallel, etc. for processing different kind of data sets. Correct. So one way or another way, those who have like say ChatGPT 3 and 4, they have trained large amount of data, but still many times, we have to, we find that some results में hallucinations hai. Hallucination means there is a not perfectly matching accuracy, not as required as it is there. But this technology is being growing up, building up, and almost quite helpful to you and me and everybody to get some information, but have a precarious effect also, like deep fake kind of things can also be used. So I think social responsible AI is also coming up, how to curb all such things. So it's evolving actually, because the sector is evolving. So DeepSea has come up with some idea. It has hit the NVIDIA because of, they are the GPU manufacturers. And here you are
Yes, sir.
getting most of things without any GPU, correct? DeepSea may.
Yes, sir.
So that way they hit together. But later on we found that all the answers cannot be given by DeepSea, or answer is giving a slightly twisted way. But it is a good attempt. So what happens? We are also actually in the process of making many LLMs. It is not like that we are liking. Like say in our small way also we are making how the LLM for the warehouse work. Correct? We are working on that. My 4 students are working on that. But it's for small kind of things. Correct? So later on, you find that LLMs for even your school LLM will be different than your, LLM of this Hyderabad will be different than LLM of this Mumbai campus. Like say, many of the things are going to be tailored. Okay. So these are the things
Yes, sir.
you are going to do. It is not like that. But such a bigger platform like DeepSeek and what they have made it. Certainly, India is also, I think they have decided to have their own platforms. They are working on that. And but what happens is available. And my point is better to use it for positive gains. Better is to use for better what you call benefit of the students and workers and people in broader way. And now build up ways also to check the misuse, to check the deep fake, to find out that how those who are vitiating the environment, creating troubles among the community, giving all the news items in a very different way, uh, distorting the mind of the child, correct, by loading and all those prohibited components. So I'm sure that see anything first, see that build up, then it's use, and then it's misuse, correct? So if you talk misuse first and then use, then there will be problem in development. So let's say welcome DeepSeek also, but I'm sure that very soon the some advantage of DeepSeek can be embedded into Chat GPT, or some our own GPT may come up which will be better than the Chat GPT, because this is evolving area, correct? Abhijit, this is evolving area, and I hope that we will also have
Yes,
our own
sir.
in many ways. Huh? Okay, that's all.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you so
Anything
much,
else?
sir.
Yes.
No, no, no. Thank you.
Well, while we do understand that you guys might be having a lot of questions, but as Navneet said, just write them and send it to us. We'll try to get it answered by a sir. Also, I would like to thank you, sir, for taking out time from your busy schedule and giving us so much of your time and interacting with the students, answering their questions with real life examples, what the institute has been doing and what government of India is doing in order to have a Viksit Bharat. So thank you so much for this invitation. And can I just have everyone turn on your cameras for a minute? We'll just have a group photograph.
Kancha, from my side, also thankful to you and all your brilliant students who have joined this platform. And I'm sure that such a lively discussing different kind of problems of the development growth of the country, as well as also how people are impacted by this very good practice. Please keep it up. And my best wishes are to all of you. And anytime any help is required, you are most welcome to us. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes.
Just a
Sir, we
moment.
have
I
10
will
master classes
take.
scheduled, and different even between the master classes we have regular interactive sessions so that participants can interact not just with the
So,
team, the
Akansha, can I
speakers, but
log
also
out?
within themselves.
Akansha, can I log out?
Uh,
We'll take one picture, sir.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so much.
yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah, okay. Folks, so uh, we will keep this meeting room open for the next 15 minutes or so. If anybody has any questions with respect to how future sessions are going to go, we can continue to have it. Others can sort of, if you have no questions, you can sort of log off. We'll have after office hours in every session like this for the real time feedback, any sessions, any suggestions of people you want to hear perhaps, or topics you want to have us organize sessions on. We will try to do as much as possible. So I think Abhijit, your hand is still raised. I am assuming your question is over. Harsh, do you have any question for the topic I just said? Otherwise, then Saloni can go.
As I say that how can how can some people want to participate in this, but they can't register in it?
So, okay, 200 participants have registered. I see that only around 107 sort of participated in today's meeting. I'm assuming that will be the number or lesser in the future. So, what I'll do is I'll send a link in the group. Are you there on the group?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll send you a link on the group. People who've circulated the link amongst their friends can register on the link, and then we'll add them to the group. Then they can continue attending sessions. We'll keep this open for the next couple of days, maybe till tomorrow. After that, people, I mean, we would like to stop. We would like to be fair to all of you, right? You've been there, you've registered on time and all of that. After that, we'll stop. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Any other questions with respect? If anybody is not on the group, then just write to me. I'll give you the link and all of that. Harsh, please. Harsh is done. So Saloni, please go ahead. Saloni, you have a question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, I just want to know that if the timings can be more late. I mean, around our lectures and by 5:30 on Saturdays, and we reach home by 7 or 8. I mean, it's okay if it can't be happen, but still a request.
Yeah, so so just for the 52 of you are still here, I'll let you know a secret. Uh, the first 10 or 15 minutes of the session will be previous feedback, some sessions, some music as you saw today, and it will not necessarily be the session. Try to join by 5:30, if not earlier. But sessions as such would start at maybe 5:45 or 5:50, like not 6 o'clock like today, but 5:45 to 6, that slot itself. It would be inconvenient to do it late, because then people who want to travel home, some people stay back in their campus and attend and then go home, right? So 5:30 is what we've seen to be suitable for most people. But as a session as such will start 15 minutes later, so you can maybe adjust like that. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Vedika, you can go next. You can call me Navneet, you don't have to call me sir, but if you feel like you want to call me sir, I am okay being called sir. Amisha, please go. Okay, so somebody else was there. They have put the hand down. Amisha, you can. Since you've not spoken before, please introduce yourself.
I did have a question. Oh, no worries.
Vedika, you can go next.
Sure, sir.
So actually, I wanted to ask a question. Could you please share the schedule
Just
of
a
the
minute. Just a minute. Folks who the session is over, this is after our interactions. Any feedback you want to give, any suggestions you have, any questions you have, you can ask. Others can sort of leave. Amisha, please go ahead. Sorry.
So could you please share the schedule of the master classes?
Okay, most of the master classes will be on Saturdays and Sundays. The next 12 Saturdays and Sundays till the 16th of March. Some of them are not confirmed yet, so I am I'm not sending it to anybody yet. But this week is confirmed. I'll send you this week's schedule. I'll just share it if you want to have a look at it. So tomorrow, 5:30 same time, we will have a session on active citizenship and participatory governance by Professor Arvind Pandey. This is very important. I'd implore all of you to attend. February 4th, we'll have a session on very interactive session on policy canvas by Umesh Rathod, who's an innovation manager at AICTE. February 7th, we'll have a session on that's Friday, the evolution of public policy in India by Dr. Varadraj Bapat, who's a professor at SJM School of Management at IIT Bombay. This much is confirmed for this week. After that, I'll let you know. February Saturday is a tentative. We've not confirmed the speaker yet. Sunday is also this one, but you'll get to know perhaps by tomorrow. But all of them will be in the evenings. Is that okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Do you have any suggestion? In the sense, do you want how many days in advance do you want to know the confirmed schedule? Like
Sir,
you want to know all of them right now? You want to know all of them right now?
So I guess it would be better if you could send a schedule in the WhatsApp group.
I'll do that. This week I'll send it in the WhatsApp.
Okay, thank you,
weekly, sir. Shall I send it weekly? Every Saturday I will send the next week's schedule. Is that okay? Or every Friday I will send the next week's schedule. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, perfect. That was Amisha's question. Vedika, do you have a question?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for today, sir. I'm really grateful to be a part of it. I just had a question that will we be having group activities so that we can get to know each other better? And secondly, if we miss any of the sessions because of exams or something else, so is it possible to get recorded sessions, at least one or two?
So, okay, usually for people who come early, I give some interesting stuff, and people who stay late also I give some interesting stuff. So I'm going to share the tentative entire schedule for the summer school. That is going to have so these are the sessions that you will sort of have. I'll send the list of sessions in the group as well. So this has been designed in such a way that you get to know and this was last year's this was last year's schedule. They had 12. So you had networking sessions, some virtual networking and offline networking. So far we did it only in Delhi, Kolkata, Kharagpur, not Kolkata exactly, and Bangalore, because that's where a lot of participants were. This year we can also plan some offline networking. I am going to open up the group for people to introduce themselves and share their work and their LinkedIn on the WhatsApp group itself. If anybody wants to sort of have a start that is happening sometime towards the second week. In the second week we will have a virtual networking. Then we will have a few offline policy meetups where we'll call some interesting person to talk also. This we will do maybe in March. We will not do it in February. That's the plan so far. As far as the recorded session is for documentation. It's not necessarily for this one. We would like to do this learning synchronously, but I will institute a process where somebody sort of lets us know in advance that hey, we'll not be able to attend today. Can we get a recording? And if that is the case, then we'll do this. I'll let you know how we'll do this. I don't want to announce it because then everybody is going to take. See, like I said, we took a pro version for this Google Meet. Oh, by the way, if Arvind, are you still recording? If you're recording, please stop. Okay, 7 o'clock. I forgot to mention.